What's up, guys? We're at my academy now. We're in the weight room area. Just because it's Sunday don't mean we're working. Kiki's on the Peloton. Dan's on the wrestling mat. So let's go. But the reality is this. We're here for a reason. Jon Jones is finally making his heavyweight debut. And there's a lot to it, right? Because, okay, I got to admit, I knew this, so it didn't surprise me as much as everyone else because he's not fighting Francis. A couple weeks ago, we did the fights that we look forward to the most. I thought Jon versus Francis was the biggest and my most anticipated fight because of the dangers that Francis Ngannou presents to Jon Jones with the power and everything. But let's not go crazy here and act as if Jon Jones has not seen power before. He's seen power. Nothing like the power of Ngannou. But I believe that what he has now may be a more difficult style matchup in Ciryl Gane. Hate that Francis is gone. Love that Jones is at heavyweight. Love that it's against Ciryl Gane also. Hate that Stipe Miocic has somehow gotten lost in the whole mix of all this. And I understand through conversations in the backside how hard the Francis Ngannou deal was tried to get done. I mean, options were exhausted.
We offered Francis a deal that would have made him the highest paid heavyweight in the history of the company. More than Lesnar, more than anybody. And he turned the deal down. We're going to release him from his contract. We're going to give up our right to match. And he can go wherever he wants and do whatever he wants.
Ngannou deal couldn't get done because Francis Ngannou has an idea of what he wants to do and what his value is. And when I listen to Francis, it's not like Francis is saying anything that's absurd, right? He's a guy that's willing to take a chance on himself. The only reason this is so different is because we've never seen anything like this. I guess Randy Couture left at the height of his stardom. But for Francis to leave as the reigning heavyweight champion is very different situation. Something we're not accustomed to seeing. But that leaves us with Jon Jones versus Ciryl Gane for the heavyweight championship role. Now, let me ask you this. Isn't it ironic? Isn't it a bit ironic, guys, that Jon Jones is fighting for a vacant championship? I mean, do you guys remember when I went through, when I won the belt? No, it's different, right? Jon hasn't fought Francis before. But isn't it ironic that he's in this situation now? My advice to you, Jon, is if you win the fight, get thick skin. Because people will be unrelenting. Right now, because Francis left, it's almost like Francis avoided Jones. That's not true. Francis would have fought Jon Jones on any day of the week. Let's not get crazy, fans. Fans always come up with these ideas. But trust me, Jones, it's going to flip to, is he the real champion because he didn't beat Francis Ngannou if you win that fight against Ciryl Gane. Which, by the way, is not guaranteed because Ciryl Gane is as good as they come. I honestly believe that this matchup is a much better matchup for us as fans because technically you have two guys that are going to be as skilled as we have ever seen in the heavyweight division. This is coming from me, a guy that has fought in the heavyweight division, a guy that's held the championship and fought some of the best in the world. Ciryl Gane's movement in the way that he attacks is going to make him very difficult for Jones because for as good as Jones isn't a guy that moves very much. He's very stationary and going forward. He's long, so he used those long-range weapons to really take control of guys like me and other guys that he fought in the octagon. But he's not a guy that moves around and creates a ton of angles. A lot of straight, long-range weapons. Front kick, his jab, right hand, and his knees whenever you try to attack him. But the issue is with Ciryl Gane is you're going to have a big guy that possesses a lot of those same qualities with the ability to move. Go back and watch Jones. Pretty flat-footed. He's pretty flat-footed. Gane isn't. And you know what makes this even more interesting? Is that after watching Francis Ngannou, like the immediate thought is Jones is going to use his wrestling to beat him. That's going on in my group message right now. But you've got to think, after Francis took Ciryl Gane down last year to win that fight, that Ciryl Gane has worked diligently in order to improve his takedown defense. So what happens if Jones can't take Ciryl Gane down? What happens if Jones is forced to stand with this guy? What we saw in the Gane fight against Tai Tuivasa is even though he can be hurt, Even though most fights look pretty, Ciryl Gane is a dog. And when he needed to be against Tai, he just fought Tai. Not only did he just fight Tai, he finished Tai Tuivasa. Get tough skin, Jon Jones, because they're going to say it, or Ciryl Gane. It'll be worse for Ciryl Gane if he wins, because he lost to Francis Ngannou. And they will say, well, you were the interim champion. Then you lost to the champion. He left, and now you're the champion. So, guys, get tough skin. But, boy, it's a bit ironic that Jones finds himself in this situation. The world works in a circle, and so we find ourselves here. Jones still holds some advantages, though. I think his fight IQ is unmatched. I think his preparation is going to be really, really high level, especially seeing that he's working with Henry Cejudo. Because, like I've said time and time again, for everything you may think of Cejudo, he's a brilliant fight mind. He's a brilliant competitive mind. There aren't many people like Henry Cejudo in the history of sports. So Jones going there is a very smart decision, at least I believe, in terms of helping him prepare. How does Jones carry the weight? I imagine he'll be 240, 245 walking into the octagon. During his heyday, I bet he was at 221, 222. He always had fantastic cardio, but his fight IQ was what separated himself from a lot of guys. Ciryl Gane also possesses that. Ciryl also possesses a very high fight IQ. An ability to lock in and zone in. Even look at the Francis fight. Through those first 3 rounds, he was cruising because he's fighting the way that he wants to fight. It's a massive fight, guys. If you're not going to get Jones and Ngannou, this is the one you wanted. This one right here is the one you wanted, because you have 2 guys, extremely skilled, super ready to fight, and both dying to become the heavyweight world champion. Hold on, guys. Coach DC. Hey! Coach DC sometimes has to get the kids in order, you know. They start to get a little jibber jabber. Massive fight March 4th, and I'll get to be there. I've for a long time said that I wasn't going to commentate these fights. I'm commentating this one because it's exciting. It's exciting to see a move that we've anticipated since 2010. There was a time where we thought Jon Jones would fight a heavyweight when Cain Velasquez was the champion, when Brock Lesnar was the champion. Hell, when Shane Carwin was the champion, we thought we may see Jones a heavyweight. We finally get to see him now in 2023 in the T-Mobile Arena against what I believe is the most difficult challenge in the heavyweight division for him. Glad that the deal got made with Jones. Glad that the fight with Gane got made. Also happy for Francis Ngannou to have an opportunity to go out there and find what his value is. He's the baddest man on the planet, and the baddest man on the planet made a bet on himself. Let's see how that works out. The check-in with Jon Jones, I don't know if you should get too excited about that, but everything else, I'm all in. And I'm going to do him justice like I did the first time I called this fight. Because it's going to be fun. It's going to be a big fight filled from Las Vegas. And you have 2 of the best heavy fighters in the world inside the octagon. A move that's been 13 years in the making finally happens March 4th from the T-Mobile Arena as Jon Jones makes his heavyweight debut against Ciryl Gane, 40 undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. I can't wait to be there. I can't wait to call it. You guys should make sure you tune in and also tap in to everything that I do here. I'm excited about this one, guys, as you can tell. But until next time, tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, subscribe. Peace.